consider your ascension to the throne as a service to the people, knowing fully well that the responsibility to lead Okigbo to a greater level of social and economic progress now rests squarely upon your shoulders. Obviously, you should try to exercise a large heart, embrace all, including your fellow contestants, in the spirit of no victory, no vanquish. The security of all residents of this state is topmost priority of our administration. We shall continue to make concerted efforts to rid our communities of miscreants and other criminal elements. The state government has committed enormous resources to strengthening the Amotekun Corps in terms of equipment and human resources support. This is in addition to providing regular logistic support to other security agencies in the state. Our citizens must conduct their daily businesses in a safe and very safe environment. It is my singular honor to present to our new Kábíyèsí, Olóòkè of Okigbo, Ilé-Olújì Okigbo local government area of Ondo State, Ọba Akintoye Felix Adeoye, the instrument of appointment. Congratulations, Kábíyèsí.
That was Governor Loke Aiyedatiwa speaking there. The Ondo State government has reaffirmed its commitment to supporting students of the state in various tertiary institutions across the country. Governor Loke Aiyedatiwa, represented by his deputy Olayide Adelami, made this known as the official flag-off of the 2025 Scholarship, Bursary and Financial Assistance Scheme for indigents of the state. We'll bring you details of that report in our subsequent bulletin. The Ondo State government has renewed its dedication to advancing quality education by improving data management and by professionalizing teaching. Deputy Governor Olayide Adelami made a statement as the state welcomed delegates for the 69th National Council on Education meeting held in partnership with the Federal Ministry of Education. Government House correspondent Zima Ebiemi reports that the meeting focused on a theme: quality education data and professionalization of teaching tools for enhanced national development. The report.
The 69th National Council on Education meeting taking place in Akure gathered top education policymakers, administrators and stakeholders from across the country to explore ways to improve the country's education system. Deputy Governor Olayide Adelami, standing in for Governor Loke Aiyedatiwa and officially opening the session, affirmed the state's dedication to enhancing teaching quality and making better use of education data to guide policy decisions.
Education remains the most reliable instrument for social, economic and technological transformation of any society. The government of Ondo State recognizes the centrality of education in sustainable development. This has been the driving force propelling policy reforms and implementation in the education sector of the state. Efforts have been directed at enhancing access and quality of education in Ondo State. Such efforts include, but not limited to, investment in digital education infrastructure, such as gradual introduction of smart classrooms, digital literacy programs, and technology-based learning tools to prepare our learners for the demands of the 21st century knowledge economy.
He stressed that professionalizing teaching is essential for enhancing learning outcomes and promoting sustainable national development. Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Education, Abel Eniton, and Administrative Secretary of Ondo State Ministry of Science and Technology, Akindele Ige, urged greater cooperation between state and federal governments to reform the education sector.
Without accurate, timely, and reliable data, policy decisions risk being driven by assumptions rather than evidence. Similarly, without a committed, well-trained, and adequately motivated teaching workforce, even the best policies will yield limited results.
The meeting of permanent secretaries provides a vital platform for aligning administrative priorities, reviewing the progress of policy implementation, and recommending actionable strategies ahead of the plenary session of the National Council on Education. It also offers an opportunity for knowledge exchange, partnership building, and the harmonization of policies that can drive sustainable educational reform.
Delegates are expected to evaluate current education policies, consider new models for data-driven planning, and propose actionable steps to enhance the quality and effectiveness of the education sector. Tolulope Oyibode, Osrc News.
For 5 years, the Amotekun Security Network has made remarkable strides in enhancing the safety of border communities across the 6 southwestern states of Nigeria, with joint operations across Lagos, Oyo, Ekiti, Osun, Ogun, and Ondo states. Through its joint operations, Amotekun has worked to combat cross-border crimes and enhance the safety of residents. In this report, Joy Pius takes a look at how Amotekun's efforts in the southwest has made a difference in securing the region's borders and what local stakeholders have to say about its effectiveness. Her report.
The Western Nigeria Security Network, also known as Amotekun, was established to tackle rising security threats in the southwest region. In its 5 years of operation, Amotekun has proven itself to be a significant force in the fight against crime, particularly along the region's porous borders. With the coordinated efforts of security agencies from Lagos, Oyo, Ekiti, Osun, Ogun, and Ondo, Amotekun has made considerable progress in curbing cross-border crimes such as cattle rustling, kidnapping, armed banditry, and the trafficking of arms and people. The synergy between these states and the joint operations have helped to close the gaps in security and prevent criminals from escaping into neighboring states, contributing to the improved security of the region's borders and the safety of local communities. Some Southwest residents have expressed their satisfaction with the improvements seen in security in the region. However, they called for more involvement of local hunters and vigilante groups.
As far as Southwest is concerned, we've had reports of, bandits, bombarding some of the towns and villages. But I think the system of setting up an Amotekun, which is an operation that is supposed to complement the police, the civil defense, and even the army. And this is kind of grassrooted, and that is what we really need. If these local operatives can be maintained properly and encouraged, there are a lot of things they needed. They need firearms in order to, counter the movements of the bandits. They also need vehicles. These are the things that I think the government should really think about.
Amotekun has achieved a lot. They just need more encouragement from state government and full recognition from the federal level. If they have all this, I'm sure they will do a lot. Joint operation must include, yes, they have tried, but they need to include the hunters, the local hunters, you know, who understand the forest. They need to include them. They need to join that joint force for more, effectiveness.
The Amotekun Corps Commander, Ondo State, Adetunji Adeleye, stated that the ongoing effectiveness of Amotekun's joint patrols, particularly in ensuring that the state's borders remain secure, have been immensely successful in curbing criminal activities. The commander assured that Amotekun would continue to collaborate with neighboring states and local security groups, noting that regional cooperation remains a key factor in the security success of the region.
The joint border patrols of Amotekun in neighboring states have greatly improved the security of lives and property in the region. For instance, between Ekiti and Ondo State, we engage in regular exercises, border patrols. Osrc and Ondo State, we engage in regular border patrols, even to Oyo and Ogun. On the Ore axis, we have a common front where we share intel and operate together. So I want to say substantially that the border patrols and border operations of neighboring states that greatly improved the security of lives and property in the western region there.
Amotekun continues its vital role in protecting the Southwest, and with ongoing support from all stakeholders of society, the region's security situation is set to strengthen further. Joy Pius, Osrc News.
Still on regional integration, a major regional initiative is taking shape in Nigeria's southwest. The plan aims to link the economies of Lagos, Ogun, Oyo, Osun, Ondo, and Ekiti states into a single powerful growth zone. Respondents say these combined efforts will foster sustainable growth, increase competitiveness, and improve the standard of living for citizens throughout the area. Omoni Olangbeju reports that on how stakeholders are envisioning this transformation.
From Lagos' commercial dynamism to Ogun's industrial base, Oyo's educational strength, and Ondo's agricultural wealth, the Southwest Regional Integration seeks to turn the region into a seamless corridor of productivity and prosperity. Citizens believe the Regional Integration Initiative will strengthen trade within the area, encourage the development and sharing infrastructure, and attract coordinated investments to foster economic growth. Professor Olu Aderounmu is an erudite scholar, and he says coordinated efforts in these areas will enhance sustainable development across the region.
Coming together, having a kind of socio-economic integration that we had in the West, having a railway station that will cut across the major capitals of the 6 southwestern states. And there was a time the telephone system was introduced to cover the entire western region, but all those things will be reinvigorated, resuscitated.
In his contribution, the Adini of Ondo State designate Jamiu Ekungba urged the 6 states in the region to fully leverage on the resources available within the zone in order to chart a clear and effective way forward for sustainable development and progress.
Where are we? Are we capable of going forward? If we must go forward, what are the resources we need? We would need to do a new strategy, sharpen the previous one, match them together, and perfect a way to mobilize it in such a way that it will not fail.
An economic expert Bayo Rojuboko notes that pooling resources and coordinating efforts will maximize the region's economic potential and drive inclusive growth.
Each of the states seems to have been established for different reasons. For instance, Ondo State is blessed with oil, and that is the sea, the blue economy, the sea, the oil resources, and also other mineral resources. Lagos State is blessed with commerce. Oyo State is blessed with gold and other natural resources. Even Ekiti is blessed with unprecedented resources. So that is a conglomeration of blessings of God. All we need to do is to enlighten the people, to show cooperation towards what the Commission is doing.
A national representative, Abiola Makinde, underscored the importance of unity and strategic cooperation among the region's leaders for a brighter future.
One of the governors talked about the coastal road. Of course, with that coastal road, it will help in agriculture, connecting farmers together, and of course, connecting farmers from the rural to urban, so that way they will be able to export some of their products. So economically, it's very good. Of course, we talk about the power sector as well.
Former Speaker of Oyo State House of Assembly, Asimiu Alarakwi, said unity is essential to drive the region's continuous progress.
Whatever we are doing, we are still going to corroborate what others are doing. Like whatever is happening in Oyo State, we will be coping ourselves in terms of development. That is what we want to achieve with this one, so that no state will go in isolation. All of us, in unity and togetherness, will bring development success.
Through coordinated strategies and shared resources, the economic corridor seeks to position the Southwest as a leading powerhouse within Nigeria. Omoriola Hungbeji, Osrc News.
The Nigerian Legion Ondo State chapter has elected and inaugurated its 2025 executive members to steer the affairs of the association. The election, conducted under the supervision of officials from the Ministry of Defense, Abuja, and a representative of Ondo State government, was held in line with the provision of the Nigerian Legion Act 37 of 1988. Blessing Obe tells us more.
Ex-servicemen who once served in the Nigerian Armed Forces alongside representatives of the Ministry of Defense and other dignitaries gathered for the election and inauguration of the new Executive Council of the Nigerian Legion Ondo State Chapter.
3 minutes.
The open ballot election allowed members to cast their votes for their preferred candidates, after which the ballots were sorted and counted.
Akin Goju 3, Akin Goju 4.
At the end of the exercise, Folorunsho Akinboju emerged as state chairman with 16 votes, while Alabi Banjo and Oluwafemi Obagboye were elected vice chairman and treasurer respectively. Minister of Defense Muhammad Abubakar, represented by Simon Atibere, and the outgoing state chairman Oluwapata, commended the peaceful conduct of the election and urged the new executives to promote unity and patriotism.
As new leaders emerge, the Ministry of Defense remains committed to the welfare of veterans and to strengthening the partnership that sustains the noble legacy of the Nigerian Legion. I congratulate all participants and I wish the new executive a successful and impactful tenure.
Thank you for the memories and for being such a great team. I'm excited for this new chapter and hope to see you all soon. Or is it been an honor working with all of you? I look forward to enjoying my stepping aside and keeping in touch. Thank you for everything. I will miss you all, but I'm excited for this new adventure. Cheers to a new chapter of life with no alarm clock. I wish you all the best.
Ondo State Commissioner for Women Affairs and Social Development, Dr. Sheung Osamaye, called for renewed commitment towards supporting widows and families of fallen heroes while promoting unity among members.
Our new executives, I offer my warmest congratulations. Your election is a statement and a testament to your dedication as a leader and your commitment to your organization. If you are not committed to your organization, you won't be elected. I am confident that your vision, your passion, and expertise will guide you towards greater heights.
The newly elected State Executive Council and area chairmen were formally sworn in and inaugurated.
I inaugurate you today in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
In his acceptance speech, the new state chairman, Folorunsho Akinboju, pledged to advance the union's goals and foster unity among members.
I have many plans, especially for the veterans, for the widows. We're going to walk around the clock to move from one local government to the other, to make sure things are in order, to let these crying widows find a job for them.
The 2025 Ondo State Nigerian Legion Executive Council was charged to lead with transparency, justice, and a spirit of patriotism. Blessing Obe, Osrc News.
In Nigeria, a quiet crisis is unfolding on the field after harvest. Billions of naira worth of grains rot before they reach the table due to lack of proper storage. Can resurrecting abandoned silos save farmers, feed the nation, and secure Nigeria's food future? Adeomi Taiwo reports.
These towering structures in Ondo State were once the pride of post-harvest preservation, designed to keep Nigeria's farm yield from pest, rain, and time. But today, the national monument stand neglected beyond what our camera lens could capture. Inside this edifice are rusted doors, weeds climbing concrete walls, and echoes replacing the humming of grain elevators. Experts estimate that 33% of Nigeria's harvest is lost post-harvest, enough to feed millions. This means food wastage, income loss, and a stalled future. Agri experts describe non-functional storage facilities a silent thief of harvest.
Silos can be a game changer for agriculture in Nigeria, especially in the southwest, when farmers have access to reliable storage, so they don't have to rush to sell their produce after harvest, because this will reduce post-harvest losses, and it also helps to stabilize prices and improve food availability all year round, and it also encourages value addition and strengthening food security.
But storage alone is not enough. According to agriculture engineer Professor Akimbili, deliberate and aggressive farming is required to produce grains for storage.
The silos in Akure, for instance, have been grossly underutilized because we do not really have sufficient crop production to be able to fill the silos, to be able to function at an optimal capacity. Because even what we have is not sufficient for people to consume, let alone store it. It is when you have excess that you can store, so that you can actually use it for price stability and market control. So that in case there's going to be scarcity, you can release what you have in the silos and force the market prices to a reasonable level that can be affordable, affordable to consumers. But what we have is, number one, insufficient. Even the ones we have not been optimally utilized because we are not self-sufficient in food production at all levels.
Ondo State government says farm yield has not exceeded local consumption. However, conversation is on with the federal government towards reviving the moribund silos in anticipation of bountiful harvest.
I was in Abuja
And I met with Nigeria Commodity Exchange. It's a newly created exchange market. We discussed about this silo. It's owned by federal government. It doesn't belong to the state. But before we ask federal government for concession, I want us to design a program that we want to do, because we are encouraging our youth now to go into maize farming. I think we have about 2 of it in Ondo State. We have that one in Oda Road, and there is another one that is yet to be completed in Akoko side. So we are discussing extensively on this. So state government is going to, if it is going to be partnership or concession, whatever it need be, to make sure by the time we begin to produce in excess, we have a place to stop. So it's going to kick off very soon.
Behind me is a silo along Oda Road in Akure. Evidently, no activity is taking place here. For Ondo State and Nigeria, this is a major facility critical to food sufficiency and sustainable agriculture, and it is calling for revival. Adewumi Taiwo, OSRC News.
And that's it on Sunshine Report. Good afternoon.
Go.